Once upon a time, in a bustling city where towering skyscrapers kissed the clouds, lived a businessman named Mr. Alistair Finch. Alistair was not just wealthy, he was the king of an empire built on grains and the produce. His warehouses, stretching for miles, were filled to the rafters with sacks of rice, wheat, and the corn. He controlled the city's food supply, and his fortune grew with every sunrise. But Alistair had a heart as barren as a desert. The only thing he loved more than money was the sight of it piling up. His motto was simple: buy low, sell high, and never, ever give anything away for free. While Alistair slept on a bed of silk, a harsh reality existed just beyond his gilded gates. A terrible drought had gripped the surrounding farmlands. Rivers ran dry, fields cracked under the relentless sun, and the once bountiful harvest had dwindled to almost nothing. A creeping shadow of hunger began to fall over the city, especially in the poorer districts where people lived from one day to the next. The price of food skyrocketed, and soon, a simple loaf of bread became a luxury men could no longer afford. The people's desperation was Alistair's opportunity. He saw their hunger not as a tragedy, but as a golden ticket to even greater riches. Their need is my profit, he would chuckle to his reflection in his polished mahogany desk. He ordered his managers to hoard the grains, to release only a tiny fraction into the market each day. This manufactured scarcity drove the prices even higher. People lined up for hours, their faces etched with worry, hoping to buy a small bag of rice for their families, only to be turned away when the meager daily supply ran out. One evening, as Alistair was counting his day's earnings, a small, frail boy named Leo appeared at his mansion's gate. Leo's clothes were patched, and his face was smudged with dirt, but his eyes held a spark of determination. He had been sent by his mother to beg for a little flour. His younger sister was sick, and they hadn't eaten a proper meal in 2 days. The guard at the gate shooed him away, but Leo was persistent. He waited, his small body trembling in the cool evening air. Finally, Alistair himself came out, annoyed by the disturbance. "What do you want, boy?" he snapped, his voice cold and sharp. "Please, sir," Leo stammered, holding out a small, worn-out pouch. "I have a few coins. My sister is ill. Could you spare just a little flour? Anything at all." Alistair sneered. He took the pouch, tipped the few coins into his palm, and laughed. This won't even buy you the dust from my warehouse floor. Go home, business is business." He tossed the coins onto the ground and turned his back, leaving Leo heartbroken and empty-handed. That night, something strange happened. As Alistair slept, he had a vivid dream. He was standing in one of his enormous warehouses, surrounded by mountains of grain sacks. But as he reached out to touch them, the sacks turned to solid gold. He was overjoyed. He ran around, hugging the golden sacks, laughing maniacally. He was richer than his wildest dreams. But then, a gnawing hunger began to twist in his stomach. He tried to open a sack, but the gold was as hard as rock. He couldn't eat it. He was surrounded by immeasurable wealth, yet he was starving. He then saw the faces of the hungry people in the shimmering gold, the desperate mothers, the weary fathers, and the sad eyes of the little boy, Leo. Their whispers echoed around him. "What good is gold when you are starving?" Alistair screamed, but no more sound came out. The weight of his golden, useless fortune was crushing him. He woke up with a jolt, his heart pounding in his chest, drenched in a cold sweat. The dream felt terrifyingly real. He looked around his luxurious room, at the fine art and the expensive furniture, but for the first time, it all seemed empty and worthless. The ghostly whispers from his dream still echoed in his ears. He rushed to his window and looked out at the city. The first light of dawn was breaking, and he could already see a long line of people forming near the market, their shoulders slumped in weary hope. He saw Leo's face in the crowd. A profound change washed over Alistair. The cold stone in his chest seemed to crack. He finally understood. What was the point of all his wealth if it was built on the suffering of others? What good was a mountain of gold if you couldn't share a single grain of rice? That very morning, Alistair Finch did something that shocked the entire city. He ordered the gates of all his warehouses to be thrown open. He stood at the entrance of the largest one himself and announced, "Today, the food is free for everyone who needs it." A gasp rippled through the crowd, followed by stunned silence, and then an eruption of joyous cheers. Alistair didn't stop, sir. He worked tirelessly, personally handing out sacks of grain. He saw the relief wash over a mother's face as she clutched a bag of rice. He saw the smile return to a child's eyes. He found Leo in the crowd and he knelt before him. "I am so sorry," he sighed, his voice thick with emotion. He gave Leo not just flour, but a cart full of food for his family and the entire neighborhood. From that day on, Alistair was a changed man. He used his wealth and influence to establish community kitchens, ensuring no more one in the city went to bed hungry again. He invested in new, sustainable farming techniques to protect against future droughts. His empire of greed transformed into an empire of kindness. He discovered that the joy of giving, the warmth of a grateful smile, was a treasure far more valuable than all the gold in the world. He learned that true wealth isn't about what you have, but about what you give. And in sharing his fortune, Alistair Finch finally found true richness of the heart. Thank you so much for watching this story with us. We hope it brought a little warmth to your day. If you enjoyed it, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more stories that inspire and uplift. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, take care and be kind.